You guys are mad at the fact that the person you were in a recouple with recoupled, but you're sitting down next to the person you've recoupled with. Is the mathematics? Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another Love Island review. Did you watch that episode? Guys, a lot to unpick, okay? A lot to unpick and unpack from that episode, okay? It was the recoupling, it was juicy, it delivered, let's go. So as I usually end, I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course you sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Number two, if you haven't yet, what was I gonna say? Yeah, if you haven't yet followed me on Instagram and Twitter, please be sure to. And number three, please get cozy and comfy for hot Ribena and your snacks, and let's get into this review. All right, okay, and all right. So first thing that I would say is, guys, I know for a fact, okay, I wasn't the only one who was nervous. Like when Love Island actually kicked off at 9 o'clock, why was I nervous? You would think I was in the show with, it's like I was actually in the show with them. But anyway, as you guys know, Laura ended up coming into the villa in yesterday's episode to announce that, of course, it was time for the Casa Amor recoupling. Laura was, I don't know if I'm even like picked up on this, but Laura was talking and speaking extremely slow. Like she was like, boys, as you know, the girls have been like, babe, speed it up, you're wasting valuable minutes. I don't know if it's on purpose, because they definitely know that they have to try and drag out the show, but Laura was speaking hella slow, okay, extremely slow. Anyway, let's get into the recouples, because I know that's right. First things first is Jay ended up recoupling with China. There was no surprise there. We did already know that out of all of the Casa Amor girls, he definitely did have a connection with her. I would really like to see more of China's personality, if I'm going to be very honest, because I do think a dumping is coming very soon. I mean, the villa is definitely a bit packed right now, so if we're not able to see a bit more China and Jay's relationship and their developments, I think the public may just vote them out, just because we don't really know much about how their situation is progressing. Let's move on to Danica. So as you guys already know, Danica ended up coming back from Casa Amor and she decided to choose Josh. No surprise there once again. I do feel like my views with Josh actually still stand. I don't know if I think he's 100% genuine, unfortunately, or I actually just feel like Danica was his ticket to get into the villa, but that's just my personal opinion. Please let me know if you agree or disagree, but I'm happy at least Danica has coupled up with someone, because sis was left high and dry. Let's move on to Davide. Okay, as you guys know, Davide and Ekin-Su ended up recoupling. I was very happy about that. I did already say I did think that if Davide and Ekin-Su were going to recouple, that they will 100% win Love Island. As you guys know, a little bit of ends up happening later, but I do honestly feel like Davide, I think he was kissing, was it Molly that he was kissing during Casa Amor? You know, Davide kisses people for fun, okay? I don't know anyone who does that other than Davide, but he literally kisses people for fun. And Ekin-Su looks absolutely stunning, by the way. So it was really cute with them getting back together, a lot of hugging, a lot of smiling and all that good stuff. But we're gonna get into them later, because you guys know a little something happens. So let's move on to Dami. Let's move on to Dami, right? So Dami, of course, is giving his little speech like, you know, I do feel like, what did he say again? I do feel like I really liked Indiyah a lot and things like that, but I have to stay true to myself. You know, I decided that I'm going to recouple. He said something very cheeky. What did he say again? Summer isn't over. Guys, it's like my head was hot. What do you mean summer isn't over? And the thing is with Dami, people thought, okay, maybe when he would recouple with someone just because of how things have been with Casa Amor, but at the same time, like, oh, maybe he's just trying to do like lads holiday, which is nonsense, by the way. But yeah, he's trying to just do lads holiday and basically recouple again with Indiyah. So when he recoupled with Summer, I said Indiyah has to come back with Deji. Indiyah has to come back with Deji, because she's not a mug, okay? She's not a mug. And who did we see walking, looking as glorious and shining as ever? Indiyah, and she also had Deji by her side. I did note this down, that, you know, the interaction between them was just a bit weird. I do feel like, not even just Dami, but also all the other guys as well. I said all the other guys, the only other person that recoupled was Andrew. But you guys are mad at the fact that the person you were in a recouple with recoupled, but you're sitting down next to the person you've recoupled with. Is the math mathing? Is that math actually making sense? You're upset at the fact that Indiyah brought someone back, but you're sitting next to your summer isn't over, babe. So where do we actually go from here? So what I did find quite funny was, I did tweet this, okay? I definitely did tweet this. You guys know I tweet during Love Island. Dami was low-key giving bitter X, like he was giving evil, you know, like proper staring at her. I think Indiyah said something like, oh, it is what it is, and then he said till it isn't. I'm just thinking, it's given Socrates, okay, babe, you need to relax. But I do honestly feel like I'm very, very, very happy that Indiyah did bring Deji back. Do I think they have a major connection? I'm not too sure just yet, but I do feel like she possibly thinks something could progress a bit further, especially because he is also from London London as well. But yeah, I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm about to say I'm sad. I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy Indiyah, because if you want to be mad, me too, I can match that madness. Did you want Indiyah to come back and be lonely and upset at the fact that you're sitting here with someone new? Because that's exactly what Dami was given, and it didn't give. So let's move on to Luca. You guys already know that Luca was going to couple up with his Gem. Wasn't surprised that he decided to stay single. As you guys know, Luca did sleep in the daybed. Not daybed. Yeah, he did sleep in the daybed, but outside bed. And Gemma, of course, didn't really have much of a connection with anyone in Casa Amor anyway, so that wasn't a surprise. Andrew. Let's go on to Andrew, because Andrew ended up picking Coco. You guys already know my views on that. I don't think they suit whatsoever. I think Andrew, if anything, was trying hard to really be like this bad man, like, oh yeah, like, oh, da 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 da. And we're going to get into the combo that he had with Tasha later on in the episode. But my thing is, the only thing that it comes across that Andrew was standing on was the fact that the Casa Amor girls basically told him to stop being a mug. Can you not think for yourself? I don't really understand. I feel like Coco's using him to just stay in the villa. I don't see them lasting whatsoever. So I was very, very, very surprised for him to pick Coco, if I'm going to be honest. Of course, Tasha ended up coming back with Billy. And we already knew that was going to happen. I did say I honestly can tolerate Tasha when she's with Billy. I can't tolerate Tasha and Andrew together. So I'm happy, okay, that she came back with Billy. What was very weird was Andrew started saying, oh, like, she's fake. Yeah, she tells more lies than Pinocchio. That line to me was definitely given year 12. I mean, I don't know anyone in this day and age and in this era that really says things like that, like, oh yeah, more lies than Pinocchio. In case you don't know, Pinocchio is that cartoon that his nose grows as he lies. That line didn't give for me at all. But then his eyes and tears started watering up as well. So like I said, it's just a bit weird. Like, all of these guys seem to have so much chat and smack for the girls, but you recoupled with someone new as well. So what is it? And last but not least, let's move on to Jacques and Paige. Jacques, of course, was speaking in his speech about, oh yeah, this test, that doesn't make any sense, because you're testing someone that can't see your test. The test doesn't make any sense. If someone can break it down for me down below, I would really appreciate it. But Jacques was saying that, oh, you know, he feels like he went through the ultimate test in Casa Amor and he's definitely made his decision. So he ended up choosing Paige. My head was spinning a bit, okay, because you done bits and bobs and bits and bobs and bobs again with Cheyenne. Understandable, okay, it's Casa Amor, whatever, but you couldn't recouple Cheyenne with your chest. I didn't understand that one. You still ended up going back to Paige. So it is once again given, oh yeah, it's a lad's holiday, it's a lad's holiday. Of course, we did already know that Paige was going to come back single. Paige, of course, started coming back, and then they panned the camera to Cheyenne. Cheyenne literally looked like she wanted to cry, like she looked upset, she was shaking her head. The other Casa Amor girls had to basically comfort her. And of course, you guys already know many times they do actually ask the people that weren't chosen in Casa Amor, oh, like, you know, are you a bit shocked to be there, blah, blah, blah. So it's definitely given Millie, Lily and Liam from last season part 2, okay, it's definitely giving them part 2. But yeah, Cheyenne basically said, oh yeah, like she's really shocked because she definitely had a connection with someone, and instantly the camera did pan to Jacques and Paige. So I do honestly feel like Paige already knew that she was going to say Jacques, because, you know, sis, she started screwing up her face and everything, and Laura's like, oh really, like who really is that person? Sis, you know, because I know you'd be watching the show. Jacques, of course, now started screwing up his face and saying, oh yeah, the test was real, like, you know, like good luck with whatever you want to get on with, like wishing you all the best. So it was given a bit of Betty, to be honest, but I'm not really surprised that Love Island decided to do that, because as you guys know, that did happen last year as well. Of course, Laura went to go and ask somebody else, and she ended up asking Molly, you know, are you shocked to be there as well? And she was like, yeah. And I was thinking, there's no way they're going to try and they're going to try and drag Davide into this situation. So of course, Davide automatically started smiling, and then she said, yeah, she felt like she had a connection with Davide. Personally, I think that was all cap. Like I said, Davide likes to kiss people for fun. I don't feel like Davide was 100% into Molly anyway. Just kind of like, as bad as this sounds, she was just low-key convenient for the time that she was there. Ekin-Su, of course, now started saying, oh, you know, like I'm shaking. Oh, don't touch me, like, ew, da 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 da. And I was thinking, Ekin-Su needs to remain, because we are still yet to find out what you and George got up to that night, okay? We're still yet to find out. And that's another thing as well that Love Island producers didn't take into consideration this year. Maybe because, you know, we're going to get the movie night soon, but they didn't ask the guys if they felt like they had a connection with anyone. I feel like the only person who could have really stood on something was George anyway. But yeah, why didn't you extend the question to them? I don't really know. So let's move on to Davide wanting to speak to Ekin-Su. So of course, Davide is low-key in suit, but at the same time, he knows that him and Ekin-Su, I think Davide just kind of knows how to deal with Ekin-Su. And they ended up having a conversation about, you know, the whole Molly situation and what exactly took place whilst Casa Amor was going on. Ekin-Su was very upset with Davide, and I do, I guess, understand a bit, because she was trying to prove her loyalty to him, but I do very much understand where Davide is coming from. Not saying what he done was okay per se, but you were the one that was tested in this situation. I didn't need to be tested because you were the one that had to prove your loyalty to me. So yeah, Ekin-Su, of course, they did end up smiling a bit. So I do feel like it was definitely something that they easily hashed out and laughed about. But I was just thinking, Ekin-Su, babe, because your secret may still come out. And we also know Davide and his pride is on 100. So let's move briefly on to Gemma and Luca. They're just speaking about their time away. Of course, he asked her if she shared a bed with anyone, and she was like, yeah, like on night 1 I was with Samuel, night 2 I was with this, night 3 I was with this. And he was like, oh, I was on the daybed. And you can tell that Luca was very upset at the fact that Gemma didn't sleep outside. I'm not trying to be funny, that was your decision, number 1. Number 2, I'm not catching mosquito bites for anyone that I don't know is even my husband, to be precise. And number 3, that was low-key your decision. So I feel like Luca low-key wanted to make a big deal out of it, but Gemma just knows how to shut him down, and he also knows how to hold his lips to make his Gem very happy. So that was that. Let's move on to Andrew and Billy speaking. This was low-key given the battle of the boys. So Andrew was obviously just speaking about his experience in Casa Amor and also in the villa, and how he does feel about Tasha. He did say that when Casa Amor did start, he didn't actually expect his head to turn whatsoever. Okay, but it did, and he ended up picking Coco, but anyway. But when the girls came in, it made him open his eyes. Tasha ended up interrupting them because she wanted to speak with them, and Andrew essentially just said, oh yeah, his feelings were very real, and he basically feels like he was a mug, and explained the whole situation when it came to the girls coming into the villa. I do understand that the girls did give their viewpoints and opinions on your situation with Tasha, but you can think for yourself. In my personal opinion, like, you can actually think for yourself. That shouldn't be the only reason why you decided to couple up with Coco. Like, if you were really for Tasha, you would have stayed. Even if she came back with Billy, you would have proven your loyalty. Do you get what I mean? So this is the thing that I didn't get. Like, the guys are very upset. Oh yeah, you came back with someone else, but you decided to recouple with Coco, who doesn't give. Okay, you guys already know how we feel about Coco. What did I note down here? Oh yeah, Tasha's fiery side definitely came out. You know, she's been saying, oh yeah, I'm sassy, I'm this and that. Today she gave us a little bit of, I said, Tasha, is that you? I didn't know you can talk like that. But of course Tasha was like, they don't know about us, you know, F these Casa Amor girls, F these Casa Amor girls, they don't. She just was even pointing. I'm thinking, babe, don't point, because if someone comes to confront you, where do we go from here? Okay, where do we actually go from here? But she did say something that was very interesting, and she said that the door isn't 100% closed. I don't know why she said that, if I'm going to be honest. You brought Billy back, babe, the door is closed, and if Andrew decides to walk into that door again, then that is his own palaver. But Andrew also said as well that he doesn't see a future of Coco. Okay, I don't know why Victor, but anyway, he doesn't see a future of Coco, and even though he's hurt, he really wants Tasha to be happy. Not trying to be funny, I have been saying this from the jump. I don't feel like Andrew's about that life. I think he tried to get with Coco to prove a point that he is about a life that he's not about, which is why he ended up crying in yesterday's episode. No one is saying it's not okay to show your emotions. That is 100% fine. But I just don't feel like Andrew's honestly about that life. And if anything, maybe he should have just stayed single. If he's, oh my gosh, like, imagine recoupling with someone and they're still crying over the person that they've left you for. Yeah. That's that. But I don't want, I'm not trying to be funny, I don't want Andrew and Tasha to become another storyline with them getting back together, because it's just going to take us back to square one, and we've been literally trying for 4 weeks to leave that square. Okay, we've been trying. So let's move on to Jacques and Paige talking, because it's like I could even tear Jacques' singlet through the screen. It's like I can even tear it. I didn't really understand why Jacques was acting so nonchalant around the whole situation. So something has come to light that you were potentially going to recouple with another girl. I stayed single for you. Now you're getting annoyed at the fact that I don't feel like your apology is given as much as it should. He was very nonchalant, very dismissive, almost like, oh yeah, we're going to be fine in the next couple. You don't dictate when things are going to be fine. You apologize and you wait for that to marinate for me. And he also started huffing and puffing when Paige was talking. So I was very happy that Paige just speak out like, listen, when I'm speaking, don't huff and don't puff, because it's disrespectful at the end of the day. I'm trying to have an adult conversation with you, and you seem to be irritated at the fact that I'm confronting you over something that is essentially hurting my feelings. So Jacques, I did already say, not only is he a mug, but not, sorry, I was supposed to say that. Not only is he a player, but he's a walking red flag. Do you get what I mean? Like, if at your age you cannot adequately communicate with someone on such a level without getting annoyed at the fact that you're being called out and you haven't apologized the way that you should, no. So of course we got a tomorrow night, a little glimpse, okay, a tiny glimpse of Dami and Indiyah speaking about the whole situation. You guys know Dami is just very like yappa. Like, Indiyah can't speak without Dami having a little 1-2 thing to say. So we're definitely going to hear more about that. I do feel like the conversation is definitely going to be centered around the recoupling. I don't doubt that Dami likes Indiyah. I do think that he does, but the way he moved in Casa Amor, and summer is still here and whatever, summer's not over, yeah, so that should be very interesting. And then Jacques and Paige were both crying, so I don't know if, number one, they have another heated discussion. Paige is still very emotional, and Jacques of course now starts speaking to the guys and he starts crying. Does that display that he does like Paige more than we think? I don't know. We're definitely gonna find out tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. So guys, that is the end of tonight's review, the Casa Amor recouplings. Overall, I think it was okay. I feel like Love Island hyped it up more than it was. Like, yeah, it was really good and we kept on our toes, but then we weren't on our toes anymore. Do you get where I'm coming from? But it's nice to know that, you know, the villa is packed again. I do think a dumping should be coming very soon because it's a bit too packed for our likings, and we are also midway into this season. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what tomorrow's episode is going to hold and also bring. But I'm once again very happy with Indiyah bringing Deji back. I'm happy that Ekin-Su and Davide are back together. I'm happy that Billy brought Tasha, and I'm happy that Jay and China are together. I don't know if I care about the rest, but yeah. As always, please let me know what you actually did think of that episode down below. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.